Hello and welcome to latest TV news. My name is Jacob Panons, I'm a reporter for Sussex World, and I'm going to be talking to you about some of the top stories from across the county. A huge fire broke out at a hotel on Brighton seafront over the weekend. Dozens of firefighters and emergency service workers were called to the blaze on Saturday, July 15th at the Royal Albion Hotel by the pier, which broke out at around 5:25 p.m. At 8 p.m. the following day, the incident was still regarded as being ongoing by East Sussex Fire and Rescue Service. Road closures were in place along King's Road along to the Oldstein. People had been urged to stay away from the area and to keep their windows and doors shut. There are no reports of any casualties as a result of the incident, and an investigation is underway. Airborne has confirmed its flying lineup ahead of the 2023 edition of the Free Air Show in Eastbourne. 45 aerial displays are expected across the 4-day show, which runs from August 17th to August the 20th. Flying begins from lunchtime, with ground displays starting from 10:30 a.m. each day. In addition to the RAF Red Arrows performing every day and displays from the powerful Typhoon, Battle of Britain Memorial Flight and Tutor, airshow fans can also look forward to the heavy-duty Chinook, the Norwegian Vampire jet fighter, and the Strike Master jet. The world's only professional wing walking team will also be making a popular return, along with the Tigers Army parachute display team, who will be dropping in each day. Tributes have been paid to a popular Eastbourne school teacher and father who has tragically passed away. Almost 400 mourners, including colleagues and pupils, attended the funeral of Ockledge Junior School teacher Andrew Guidson, who was just 39 years old. Andrew's wife Jeanette said one of his unique qualities was his ability to accept everybody for what they were and to value them accordingly. Andrew was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at the age of 6 weeks and underwent a double lung transplant in 2015, which gave him a new lease of life and allowed him to spend precious extra years with his wife and daughter. An investment company has announced plans to develop and operate a new solar farm co-located with battery energy storage on land in Eastbourne. Privately owned investment and asset management company Low Carbon said the Suncoast Solar Farm could be on land west and east of the East Coast Way railway line. It is estimated that the site could generate enough power for more than 6,400 family homes every year. Low Carbon will shortly be undertaking a public consultation to give local residents the opportunity to find out more about the proposals and to give their feedback. A music and food festival, which is due to take place in Eastbourne over the weekend, was cancelled due to the weather. Beach Life Music and Food Festival was set to go ahead on July 15th and 16th, but on Thursday, July 13th, a Visit Eastbourne spokesperson announced that the event would not take place this year due to the high winds that were forecasted. The tourism group said this was to ensure public safety and to prevent public damage to temporary event infrastructure. Hastings White Rock Theatre will be looking for a new organisation to lease the building from early next year. The current lease and management contract with Trafalgar ends in January 2024, and Hastings Borough Council officers have been exploring options for the venue's future. These were put in front of Cabinet members on Monday, July the 3rd, who agreed to market the building for lease. Other options, including looking to sell the building or mothballing it for a period of time, were discounted. Hastings was overrun by thousands of pirates over the weekend as the annual Pirate Day took place in the town. High winds from the high seas failed to deter swashbuckling crews who took over the seafront and packed into the old town. According to reports, this was one of the biggest pirate days yet, with a huge number of people taking part in the colourful parade from Robertson Street in the town centre to Hastings Old Town on Sunday. Pubs and restaurants joined in with the fun too, with many offering rum cocktails and offering pirate specials over the weekend. A rare albino squirrel has made itself at home in a couple's garden in St Leonard's. The albino squirrel, named Polo, was videoed feeding in a garden in Essendon Road and is now a regular in the area and enjoys eating sunflower hearts. Scientists estimate that the odds of a female grey squirrel giving birth to an albino offspring are 1 in 100,000. Now let's hear from Mike Mendoza as he tells us more about the fire on Brighton seafront.
We start today's news with a report on the disastrous fire at a major seafront hotel in Brighton. Hello and welcome to the latest news. I'm Mike Mendoza. Well, Brighton's iconic Royal Albion Hotel has been gutted by fire, which took almost 3 days to extinguish. The fire started on Saturday afternoon on the 4th floor of the west wing of the hotel. With hundreds of people gathered on the seafront as the inferno raged, emergency services from across the county and neighbouring Surrey were called to the scene to tackle the blaze. Part of the historic building will have to be demolished to help with the efforts to fully extinguish and damp down the site and to prevent the building from collapsing. In November 1998, the east wing of the hotel was destroyed by a fire that started in the kitchen. A trainee chef was cooking eggs and sausages when fat started spitting from the frying pan and caught fire. Flames shot up through an extractor fan as far as the roof, with about 160 firefighters from across the county being called to what was described as Brighton's biggest firefighting operation for nearly 30 years. The hotel reopened to guests in September 2000. Well, hotel staff are understood to have found other accommodation for all guests, and the approximately 100 people evacuated from the surrounding area. Many are taking refuge at a temporary rest centre set up by the council. Elsewhere on Saturday, thousands of people gathered in the city to mark the 10th anniversary of Trans Pride Brighton, while organisers expected between 5,000 and 10,000 people to take part. Half the original estimate after a yellow weather warning for wind and rain forced a change of route. The event is believed to have attracted 30,000 attendees. The comedian Eddie Izzard took part, while the Brighton Pavilion MP Caroline Lucas and Brighton and Hove's first trans councillor Rachel Hill were amongst the speakers. Trans Pride Brighton has asked for anyone displaced by fire to get in touch. There's still no reports of casualties at this time. In a statement, the fire service said that East Sussex Fire and Rescue Service were called to a fire in Oldstein in Brighton. Firefighters from Preston Circus, New Haven, Hove, Lewes, Eastbourne, Pevensey and appliances from West Sussex were called out at 5:24 p.m. on Saturday, the 15th of July, to reports of smoke. 4 breathing apparatus wearers are using 2 main jets and an aerial ladder to platform to extinguish the fire. The Oldstein and part of King's Road have been closed while the incident is ongoing. They go on to say, we're asking the public to please avoid the area and find alternative routes of travel. And they say, thank you for your patience and understanding. The roads, in fact, are still closed. At 11 p.m. on Saturday, the fire service released an updated statement which said high winds are creating difficult conditions for fire crews and firefighters, and expected to continue dealing with the fire through the night. As a precaution, East Sussex Fire and Rescue Service, working alongside Sussex Police, have evacuated surrounding buildings. They say that they are aware of the significant smoke in the area, which is being made worse by wind. They strongly advise people to avoid the area. And from Brighton Hove buses, who say, apologies, but due to an incident at the pier roundabout, we're currently unable to service the Oldstein or North Street. Brighton Hove City Council leader Councillor Bella Sankey said these are very sad scenes in our city. On behalf of the City Council, I want to give my thanks to the emergency services for attending the fire at the historic Royal Albion Hotel in the heart of our city. Thank you also as well to all those who helped evacuate people from the hotel and the surrounding area. We urge everyone to continue following advice from emergency services and to please keep away from the area. Another fire in 2017, which has caused less damage, was believed to have been started deliberately. In a statement issued on Sunday, police said closures will be in place overnight. Please stay away from the area and keep windows and doors closed. Brighton and Hove Council is advising people to continue to avoid the seafront and Oldstein area due to the smoke. The Royal Albion Hotel has had a prominent place on the seafront for almost 200 years and has been hosting notable people from across the ages. The 115-bedroom Albion Hotel first opened its doors in August 1826 on the site of Russell House, which was demolished 3 years earlier. Designed by the prolific local architect Amon Henry Wilds, the classic-style building boasted giant Corinthian pillars and columns, shells, decorations and balconies.